welcome back, Melanin and Me podcast. It's
Hey
Whitney and
y'all. Hey, hey,
me.
hey, hey. My. My. What an interesting comeback. I know it's been a minute. When's the last time we came on here?
I don't know, at least about a month ago.
So, in that short month, I mean, this is like a real Housewives of Atlanta episode. So let's just get that out the way. We'd love to talk about all the things, but for the purposes of fresh off the press, hot off the press, whatever that saying is, I think it's important that we talk about the latest episode and the surroundings around all of the chaos and the drama um for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Whitney, do you want to
Yeah.
set it up for us? Because I'm just now watching
Girl,
that
I watched it. Yeah,
literally
I
on
watched it yesterday. I kind of caught up late with the new season of Housewives. So I watched like 4 episodes back to back.
hmm
And then I waited a week and then I
Oh,
watched this one.
okay.
So just new season, new girls, new revamp of the show. The only girls that we're familiar with are, Shamea, who used to be a friend of the show. Now she's like one of the main girls on there, main housewives. Um, then we got Cynthia, who seems like she's just a friend of the show. Then we got Porsha. Okay. And Kenya. And Kenya. All right. Well, we had Kenya.
Did we talk about
Kenya.
Kelly? Did we say Kelly?
Kelly's a newbie. Kelly's a
Newbie.
newbie.
Yep.
So Kelly's a newbie along with Britt. Um, who else? That was Angela, I think the other girl's name
Angela.
is.
Angela.
And I'm not too mad at the newbies, except the girl Britt is a little strange. She's a little weird. Um, I like Kelly. The vibe,
Love Kelly.
I was still getting a sense of the vibe, but we had already heard that Kenya had gotten kicked off Housewives this season due to her leaking some pictures, pornographic pictures of her castmate Britt, and we saw it all play out. Everybody
Hmm.
has their opinion about it. Okay, people are saying Kenya deserves justice. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know about all of that, but I do feel like it was a little bit unfair.
Hmm.
Um, Apparently this girl Britt, not apparently, we did see she threatened Kenya with a gun. She did. Now she did seem like she blacked out or something. She was really angry. But either way, she threatened her with a gun, and Kenya came back, not with threats, but came back, just with the tea and revealed her pornographic days in front of everybody. And so she got kicked off the show for that. That's where we're at with it. And that's
So
what
it's
everyone's
like,
talking about.
yeah, and I think what I think, and this is where I'm conflicted and I'm torn.
Okay.
Argument is what about with Kenya being kicked off and being held accountable? What about Britt making a threat?
Thank
And
you.
or like I'm gonna get my gun, like not I'm gonna shoot you, but I'm gonna go get my pistol. Well, then
Mhm.
one could imply why would you get your pistol? So the she didn't really say I'm going to shoot you. She just said I'm going to go get something, and then we're implying what that meant because why would you say it if you weren't going to use it? So
Said
one
it
could
several
take
times
it
too.
one, yeah. So one, see, I didn't even hear it several times, but anyway,
It was at least twice.
um, yeah,
Mhm.
so I'm conflicted because yes, I do think that Brit should be held to a certain standard. Do I think that she should be kicked off the show for the comment? No. Do I think she should be held to a certain standard? Yes, because that still is a very serious accusation. And the fact that you're unable to have a clap back or some type of like, you know what this is before you sign up for the show. You know it's banter, you know it's back and forth, you know it's people hitting below the belt. But if you have to result into gun violence or suggesting gun violence,
Mhm.
I think that that's
I mean,
very weird.
but granted, Kenya literally said nothing to this girl. Like, I'm like, did the editors cut what she really said? Because you can't be that mad about her saying, "Okay, peasants." She called everyone at the table peasants in a joking manner. Nobody took it like how you took it, and so it's just like she never even went back and forth with you. She kind of just let it go, and like Portia was
She
telling
did.
her, she was like, "You were expecting a reaction, I think." based off of the Kenya from prior seasons. But she like Kenya has changed, like she didn't give you that reaction.
She didn't give you the reaction.
And
Well, there
I
was not
think
enough.
that's what
Yeah.
further pissed her off because I feel like you were trying to get a reaction. You were trying to have this moment, and Kenya gave you nothing at that moment. So you just kept arguing with yourself. I mean, you were like, "You gonna learn today? Today, you gonna learn." I am not the one today. I got pistols and whips and chains and all types of shit. Whips and chains, ma'am. Who are you? Like, you just got here. You don't even go here. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I do.
Where
I
is
do
my
agree.
husband?
Their
Where is
energy.
my husband?
I know. She is definitely like the conversation with her sister was
I
very
can't.
uncomfortable for me.
It's weird.
But I have been following the girl Brit for quite some time just because she was in the insurance industry. So I've always admired her just from a business acumen. Um,
Mm.
so I didn't even know she had signed up for the Housewives. I was like, oh, there's that girl I follow. I didn't know because
Wow.
she's not really showy in social media like that. Like she shows her and her man all the time. Her and her husband, it's like she shows that part of her life all the time. She's always kind of done that from the time that I followed her. And then when they travel or she travels or she goes out with her girls, that's pretty much
Mhm.
the extent of it. And it's not even to say like she has a lot going on because she gave up the insurance side of things. So I
And
just
she
kind
gives me
of
scammer. I don't know why I'm getting scammer vibes from her. Could I get scammer? And like even when she was explaining something about her father and he didn't get the insurance money because he was in between jobs and like and something about that just seemed very odd. I'm like that because you went between jobs, you should still get your insurance money. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna dig too deep into that, but it's something about her vibes that just give me like I don't know if everything she's doing is legit. And her man seems very shisty to me too. Like I don't know. I don't like none of their men except for Shamea. Shamea seems normal, but all
no,
their
no,
men are
yeah.
weird.
Um,
Very strange.
um, I
The
think
man, her
that
man
I
seems
think
really
it's weird.
controlling.
Yeah, her band is odd, but I think it's also he doesn't say much. I think Charles is odd. I think he's doesn't want to be there.
He
Um,
hates her. He
I'm
hates
trying
that
to
lady.
understand how
What do y'all have in
they
common? Like
got
what?
him to join a show like that because clearly they don't need the money. But anyway, so yeah, so for Kenya's standpoint or for Brit's standpoint, I do think that she should be held accountable. To what standard? I don't know. I don't know. Do I think Kenya should have been kicked off the show? No, I don't think she should have been kicked off the show. Do I think that I'm going to be honest, that made me
Mhm.
feel more uncomfortable than the gun comment. I don't know why. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
I mean,
I
we couldn't
don't
even
know
see
why.
it.
Maybe because you could see it. Because people talk about their past and you were a porn star and all this stuff. We do that. I mean, we see it all the time. But I think it was a couple things for me. It was the fact that this is your event. You were just crying to
Mhm.
Kelly 2 episodes ago because you were like, I don't know how I'm going to get people in here. I'm spending my daughter's college savings, like the hair care. I'm trying to get more notoriety on it and all the things. Then you have this event where it's obviously harder for you to probably thrive in. I don't know. I mean, Atlanta is hair capital and it appears to be everyone's doing well, but the market is changing for everybody right now. So you're going to give Brit that type of attention.
Wow.
And then nobody wants to see somebody sucking somebody's dick. I mean, that's just aggressive. That's too much. I think the first slide, okay. The second slide, okay, you're a video hoe. Okay. I think
Girl,
that's enough.
the
But
funny part about that is none of us like we would never know what was shown on there if it
I
wasn't for
know.
Cynthia talking about some girl. Ain't nobody trying to see you suck dick or something. I'm like Cynthia, like nobody else mentioned what was on there but you.
And I just think that it just shows to me that Kenya has not grown because for me, Brit, like one, yes, people are tempted, people have triggers, things like that. But for you to give that type of reaction when it impacts your business, like it's almost like when you're in a fight with your man, they say go to his house and tear up all his shit. Don't tear up your shit in your house. Like to me, I just feel like you allow certain situations to cloud your judgment. And even Porsha had made a comment on the episode, and she was like, I just see Kenya in this space where she's like ramping up how she's gonna get back. Like to
She knew
me,
she was getting back.
to me, you haven't grown. You have like for you to have to get back, and you are first of all, this is more of a new, younger vibe. Cynthia gives old, Kenya gives old, Angela, I like her, but she can give old. And so I feel like the direction that the producers are trying to go is a more younger energy, and they just don't fit. I'm not talking about Angela right now. I'm talking about Cynthia and Kenya. So I'm just saying, don't fuck up the money for yourself, regardless of what,
Yes.
regardless of Brit and her actions. Like I tell my son, if somebody did something to you, take it to the teacher or do this, because by the time you retaliate, the teacher just sees you retaliating. They don't see what the other person did to you. So now you're in trouble, but you're sitting here trying to explain yourself. But they did, but they. Never mind all that. If you were really scared and you were fearful for your life and you thought she was about to come shoot you up and kill you and murder you, go to the police. That's what I thought was in Kenya's line anyway. I thought you were going to take it in that realm. Don't sit up here and try to retaliate, and now you done fucked up your own coin. That's my take on that.
Girl, it was just so, I mean, you're totally right. 100% accurate. It's one of those things where, somebody will cut off their leg to spite their foot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you headed for self-destruction. Like, you don't care.
You don't
You're
care.
trying to take everyone down with you. And my thing is, Kenya, yeah, you were just crying about your whole grand opening 2 episodes ago.
Right.
You're so scared. You're so nervous. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And my thing is, if you really wanted it to hit, you should have acted like, okay, Britt, thanks for the flowers. Sit down. I want you to see something. And then do it. My thing is, she wasn't even in the building. The girl had left the building. Like, what's your purpose? And who ain't out here sucking dick? I heard another blogger say that. I'm like, which one of y'all ain't out here sucking dick? Like,
right.
what is so embarrassing about? I mean, and you said she was a video hoe, girl. Weren't you a video hoe?
Right.
Weren't you in the car with Jay-Z in 96 or 97? Like, Kenya. All these girls have skeletons in their closet.
Girl.
Everyone been out here being a hoe. Period.
Girl.
So I don't, all the slut shaming is just like misogynistic to me. And it's just like, who cares? Wow, the girl was out here having sex and it got caught on tape. I'm sure you've made a sex tape before, Kenya. Like, what's your purpose? Like, does that mean, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. Like, she has sex. She's a grown adult and she's married. Like, who cares? Yeah. So all the slut shaming is just weird, and it's very mean girl, and it's very high school. And the only thing I have to say is that if they were gonna let go of Kenya for this, they should have let go of Britt. That's that. If you're gonna let go of one person, you need to let go of another person for threatening violence, because it has to be equal. And we all saw it wasn't equal. So Kenya does have like a case against them. I don't know if she would sue them or whatever, but I'm pretty sure she's probably going to be on some spinoff or some show or something. She probably just did it all for ratings because she's feeling like the new girls are trying to come in. You never know. You never know with Hollywood and people just trying to be in the limelight. Well, but it definitely backfired.
But what I will say is that I thought was weird. I won't say that nothing warranted either side to go as far as they did. There was no reason why Brittany said anything about a gun. There was no reason why Kenya should have been sending porn photographs to a audience of people who don't even know her.
No reason.
But in Britt's defense, in the beginning, I thought it was very weird energy, mean girl energy, to be like, mention something about her ring. And Kenya kept saying it. She was like, I mean, no, but you've been married before. And Britt was like, no, this is my first husband. She was like, engagement ring? She was like, I'm married. She was like, are you sure it wasn't like another ring? Bitch, this is the upgrade. Like, girl, where's your ring? Where's your husband?
Mhm.
Are you divorced? Like, why are you giving me? And this was in the very
See,
beginning.
I
It was
missed
weird.
that because what I saw was she was just like, "Oh, I didn't see a band. I didn't know if you were engaged or married."
She
Like it was
kept
never her
saying,
doubting she was with a man. I was like, "You're engaged or you're married. That's it."
no, I thought it was shady from the minute she talked. She kept, because it's one thing to be like, oh, you don't have your wedding band. Is that and then you just be like, oh, okay. But Kenya kept saying, but so this isn't your first. Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't get, like, why are you still questioning me? I told you I'm married, told you this was my wedding ring. That's it. Like, that's no more.
Mm-hmm.
If
I
you go
missed
back,
that.
if you
I
go
think
back,
everyone
you'll
missed that because
notice.
everybody was like, "Nobody." She didn't say it like
I
that
thought it was weird. If
because
you
I
go
think
back,
everybody
you'll
was
see
just.
exactly what I'm saying. If you go back and you'll
Mhm.
see exactly what I'm saying. Because if somebody said that to you, you'd be like, okay, but I answered your question. Don't keep going on about it. Like there's really no mid like if you don't know that I'm married or you're like, "Oh, where's your band?" First of all, if we gonna go there, why are you asking about my band anyway? Like I
Well,
think that's
I think she was. I mean, I only heard one question, and the question was, "Oh, are you engaged or are you married?" Because I just saw the ring, I didn't see the band, and she was
see
like,
there
"Oh
was
no,
back
I'm
and forth.
married."
There was there was
And
like
then I
three
was
or
like,
four. No. It was banter for like three or four back and forth.
okay.
And
Because I'm like,
it
if
made
you're
me feel
engaged or
uncomfortable.
married, that's a valid question. Are you engaged or married? Like, that's just like, oh, hey, girl, like, oh, you married or you engaged? Like,
It
that's a
never gave.
normal
Yeah, sure.
question.
How you said that, absolutely. Britt would not have been on the defense. I don't think anybody would be on the defense about that. But if you go
Mm-hmm.
back and watch it, you will see the energy, and it's typical Kenya energy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not uncommon.
She was being shady
She
underneath
was
the
being
surface. Like,
hella shady, and the reason why people didn't pick up on it because she wasn't like Kenya-esque high level. It
she
was
was a
still
little
shade.
poke.
It was still
Mm-hmm.
shade, and for a new girl,
Yeah.
you can be like, okay, where's this coming from? You don't even.
Know
But
me.
not on the Kenya shade that we saw, like Porsha was saying. There's levels to Kenya. Porsha's experienced it firsthand, and we don't even know why Kenya was giving her that energy back. Like we can't forget Kenya's a bitch for all
Of
purposes.
course. I mean, Kenya knows how to provoke. It's the same situation like with Monique and what's her name? Candace from Potomac.
Candace.
And, Candace provoked that situation and then tried to cry, "Oh my God, you violent towards me." And it's like, well, you provoked that out of her and made it seem like, yeah, hit me. Like if
Yeah.
that you can't do that and then in turn act like the victim. I mean, the gun thing, the gun thing should just be it should just be a law or a rule on the show, period. No matter what happens between ladies, y'all don't ever bring up guns and violence like to that level. You know what I mean? So that was just crossing the line. But yeah, Kenya asks for problems with girls. She gives mean girl energy. She doesn't have the love from her mother. You
Mm-mm.
know, she's a very complex person because Kenya, I've seen moments of Kenya really being soft and sentimental and standing up for people, and then other moments like literally just the biggest bitch and the biggest mean girl you can ever see. So it's just like she got some real deep issues, and I hope she figures them out because she is raising a daughter. And that's another thing. Don't bring up your daughter at your grand opening. Say you're doing this for your daughter, and then proceed to post a picture of porn. This is weird.
Yep.
Don't do that, Kenya, because now you're just being weird. Like, stop.
Yeah, I mean it's weird.
Um,
Like
it was
that's
strange.
what I question. I'm just like, you again, to me, you're hanging on to Real House. We don't need Kenya. I hate to say that. Um, Cynthia's hanging around to hang around. I really could get Nene back. If you gonna give us somebody, give us Nene, give us Phaedra,
Hmm.
give us something. Kenya,
That's what I was
I'm
waiting on. I'm like,
sorry,
where's Phaedra?
Kenya brings the same, like there's nothing more.
Hmm.
Candy, excellent choice that she's left, whether it was because of, uh what's her name? Phaedra coming back or whatever. We don't know why Candy left. She's gone. I'm actually happy that Candy's gone. I think she's done what she could do for the show. We've seen her. She's never needed the money. She's used the show for her businesses. They're doing well. Kudos.
I
But
think Shamea kind of slid in Candy's place, and then she's doing it damn
it's a better
well. Like,
fit. To me, it's a better fit.
I didn't know Shamea had it like that. You just
None of us
never see
did.
that.
None of us did. And I
So,
think for a lot of women, they probably would prefer the Shamea role where you don't really know what they have going on and you just play that back seat until you actually pop out and you're like, oh, girl, I didn't know you was packing like that. You know,
girl, elevators. Let me take this elevator up to the
everybody's like,
house. Like,
Shamea's the real housewife.
girl, and that's, I'm
And
gonna
if
tell
we're
you,
honest, she is. Oh, well, Angela, she's
absolutely.
married, but
No, no, she is the real one. But let me tell you this, that's why her so-called best friend Porsha has a real problem with it.
I
Like
meant to talk to you about that.
I love to see it play out in person because I've seen it play out in my real life so many times. So
Yeah.
I love to see it play out on screen because it's such like a social experiment. But women are really like this. So like if you're in a group of women and somebody's used to you playing a certain role or certain position and you start to slide upward a little bit, you start to excel, you can see literally people shade towards you because you have, you know, slid past them a little bit. Like you're moving and they're maybe not be moving as quickly, or maybe they got some setbacks. And it's like that's the worst type of friend when they cannot be happy for you
Right.
and you gotta deal with little undercover jabs and little, you know what I mean, passive aggressive statements. That I mean, oh, I hate
Well,
it for the girl. I hate it.
what I was going to talk to you about or ask you was you have a very um well-versed background of the reality TV scene, meaning like whether it was you being an extra or just kind of peeping the scene on different sets.
Hmm.
And we all know reality TV, for the most of us, we all know reality TV is not reality. They will have you redo scenes. They will, I mean, hell, I had a small role on House, what is it, Fix and Flip on HGTV. And my initial reaction that I gave walking into a property, they were like, do that again. Do that exact same thing again. And I'm like, what did I do?
Hmm.
So, with knowing that in these shows, everything is about a storyline. Didn't start out that way from the earlier seasons that we've seen with reality TV and specifically
Right.
RHOA. People just had a storyline. Do you think that this is Porsha really isn't as weird as they're kind of putting her in that vein to be, since Shamea is really not impacted by this in real life? Or do you
No,
think
I
this is
think Shamia is genuinely hurt that her friend is not this. First of all, this has been going on for years with Portia and Shamia,
oh, okay.
and there is a lot of like scriptedness sometimes, but Real Housewives of Atlanta is not really one of those shows that's kind of scripted. Like you can tell which ones are like your Love and Hip Hop, and they may kind of push you in a certain direction, especially in your confessionals, or they may kind of set up the scene like, hey, we want you to confront her about this because you've already told us this has been going on the back burner, so confront her at this time, this hour, and we're going to set it up at the cafe. Like, so I do feel like they set up the scenes, the producers, but the beef itself, I don't think so, because a lot of this beef for years and years and years for on Housewives of Atlanta has trickled over in real life, like on social media, and we've seen it play out on social media. Like we've seen Nene and them go back and forth to each other. We've seen them block each other. We've seen for years, like over a decade span. We've seen that Candy really fell out with Phaedra after that was her bestie, after they pretended like she tried to rape Porsha. Like that really happened, and so they really weren't cool after that for a long period of time. She's still not cool with Phaedra, and Shamea had an issue, and I literally just watched Old Housewives maybe like last summer. Shamea was pissed with Porsha because I don't know if you recall at the time when Phaedra had told the rumors about Candy raping people in the basement in the dungeon. She said that Shamea was fucking both of them. She was like, that's why she was like, why do you think Shamea hang out with them? They fucking. Like basically on camera saying that Shamea was having sex with both Todd and Candy at the same time. Portia was sitting right there, didn't say nothing, just like, oh wow, yep, like, just in the tea. So at that time, I didn't know viewers didn't know they was really that cool. And then they had a scene where Shamea confronted Porsha. And she was like, I look crazy because we've been friends since high school, and this girl is going after me, and you're just not even taking my, like, what did you say when Phaedra said that about me? And she's like, oh, I should have defended you. I just didn't, girl. This because like you're not loyal, period. And I feel like Shamea is just a very, her temper seems very calm, very accepting, very okay. And I feel like she was genuinely hurt that Porsha came late as hell to her party. And she was just like, I mean, what can we do about it now? Like, because she's used to it. She's used to this girl always being late to all her shit, not showing up, giving her half her ass to kiss. And then you're gonna hop up in there with her while she's taking pictures in her new Rolls Royce or whatever. Like, it just looks like you're trying to steal the attention from her. And then the whole time when she's playing a song, and because like Shamia said, we've been singing together since we were in high school. You know my voice, girl. Like, stop it. Why would I be playing a song, Drew's song? Why? While everyone else is saying, oh my gosh, Shamia, it sounds good. Portia's like, girl, that's not you. Stop it.
Mhm.
Like, you weren't even trying to listen to the song. Shamia had to keep telling you to hush, hush. Like, I'm playing it. And it's just like, it's a weird vibe with Porsha. It's a very weird vibe. And it's like, Karma's a bitch. And here you are mad that Drew is now hanging out with your baby daddy when
Yeah.
you,
Which
last
that
we
to
saw
me is
you, you
so
stole
weird.
somebody's husband.
And if we could
Like,
pivot and talk about
stop
that real
it.
quick, because I'm like, what is the issue? Drew is going through a divorce. I could see if I don't even know, like, I don't get the energy behind. The only thing that I will say is that has been consistent with the energy with Dennis for me is when Porsha and Simon had their own show. You remember when they had their own show for like 2 seconds and
Mm-hmm.
they were
Mm-hmm.
engaged or whatever? Or maybe, yeah, I think they were engaged at that point.
They
And
were, yeah.
they were throwing a birthday party for, what's her name? Pilar.
Mm-hmm.
And Dennis was like, I'm gonna bring, my date to the birthday party. And Porsha was like, or my girl, and Porsha was like, no. And he was like, Porsha, you're about to get married. She was like, I don't care. She was like, no, you can't bring nobody. And I'm thinking like, Porsha. And then she would be saying this in front of Simon. I'm like, weird. Like,
Well,
why are
because
you
you
so
know what
mad
it
about
truly
Dennis?
is.
Like, you are not, like, I get he cheated on you. You were really hurt. But even in that cheat, I felt like it was more so like, how dare you cheat on me? Versus like you were really like, it was like, you know how you give that guy that's been blowing your door down a chance, and then you weren't really into them, and then they finally get you, and then now they do some weird ass shit, and you're like, how fucking dare you? I feel like that is why Porsha was so hurt in that space. But I'm like, where's all this energy with Dennis? If you don't care about him, you don't care what he's doing, you don't care where he's going, you don't care who he's fucking, but
But
you
she does,
care,
girl.
but you care. Like,
She
why
does.
say
She
you
wants
with Drew?
everyone to want her. And
And
the
then you
issue with
lie on Drew.
Dennis,
She lied on
she
Drew.
she did not want Dennis to let it go so quickly between her and Portia. She wanted Dennis to fight for her, ask her to marry him again. You know what I mean? Like, do all that stuff to win her back over. And he just didn't care because he was out here for the street. So to prove him wrong, she found the first guy who was willing to give her a ring, married or not a citizen or not, scammer or not. She was going, whatever. Give me this ring. Oh, look, Dennis, I am desirable. I am marriage material. He worships the ground I walk on. And now since that broke up for her, now who her focus gonna be on, girl? Her focus gonna be on the next man in her vicinity, which is her baby daddy. And it's just like, you should want me back. Like, you should be trying to do everything to get me back. You should be on your best behavior. Like, that's in Portia's mind. I feel like she thinks that with her ego, that people should be coming to her. She should be the center of attention. She should, you know what I mean? And she has clearly she shows that with her friends and with her baby daddy. Like, he told her, he's like, you done got married 3 times on the show, and you're mad that I'm recording in the studio. Like, what? You done been with 4 or 5 niggas on the show, and then I have to see reruns and everything. You mad that I'm recording the album with Drew? Okay, Portia. Like, he don't
Yeah, and I think
care.
it's
He
also
doesn't
that get
care.
back. I think it's also that get back too. Like, yeah, you did me wrong, so yeah, you need to sit here. I don't care if I've been with 12 niggas. Like,
Yep. Yep.
I can see that. I can
Yep.
totally see that. I still like Portia. I think she's just going through her own season
Mhm.
of figuring out because for she started this so young. She was what 30
Mhm.
when she was married to Bill, and that's young, that's so young. And so then you get on a show with all these women who are much older than you, not much, but older, and they've been on the show, and you were kind of like the green, your character was green, didn't really have as much of exposure, kind of
Mhm.
painted you as the white, the black blonde, and then you've kind of grown into Porsha, who we see now, which for a large part of the career on RHOA, we've been proud of you because we've seen the journey. We've seen the journey of you, evolution of you. And then towards these last several years, it's been giving, specifically with even Fallon, the whole Fallon situation, it just put a disdain in people's mouth. And then unfortunately, the consensus is people really don't feel bad for you on the
No.
Simon thing and crumble of the Simon, because you get them how you lose them, and it
Yep.
may not be in the same way. He didn't leave
Everybody
you
knew
for
that was
another
gonna
woman,
happen.
no, but y'all didn't have enough stake in the game anyway. What you met on a Thursday, was engaged 4 weeks later. I mean, it wasn't enough for us to like fall in love with y'all anyway. So now that this is all happening, I think everything after that has just been a spiraling downward effect. And she wants us all to kind of come into her life and feel bad for her. And it's really, really hard to do that, I think, for the mass majority of people, because you lost those people when you started to kind of do some cornball stuff. And it's really hard to get people on your side again, because
Yeah.
the public is hard. The public are
Yeah.
tough critics. They are
Mhm.
tough critics, and they will not let you forget.
Girl, especially when you don't take accountability. Like, I'm tired of you
Yeah.
acting like, oh my God, everyone's so horrible because they want to know why I took to Fallon's man. Girl, we saw you on TV get introduced to that man, and then a month later, you're engaged to the man. So, yes, everyone wants to know. Like, duh. Hello, is anyone home? What are you talking about? And
I
if
think
you
she
did
and
it,
I think after that season she left Housewives.
exactly. She left and she thought that enough time had passed by, and now we're just going to focus on the divorce without focusing on how you got to the divorce. And the last we saw you, like, you don't want to start at the beginning. And that's the problem with you, because I don't have no problem with you doing what you did as long as you just act like, yeah, I did it. And I don't give a damn. I took
Like,
Fallon's man
look,
because I
it
don't fuck
looked
with Fallon.
weird. It's probably crazy to a lot of y'all, but at the end of the day, we fell in love. That wasn't technically my friend, and it is what it
I
is.
don't like when Porsha plays this victim, woe is me. Oh my God, Phaedra, how could you tell me that Candy wanted me in the dungeon? Bitch, you knew Candy ain't want you in the damn dungeon. Like, you had already freely given it up to her. So why would she have to drug you? Like, you sound dumb. So it's just like, this is when I have a problem with Porsha, because I think she's fun. I think she's young. I think she's vibrant. She's entertaining. I like her on the show, but I don't like your personality to the point that you have to play this victim role all the time. You have to play this big dummy all the time. And it's like, you're really not. Like, you're really not that dumb. You're just trying to come up on a come up. You thought you had one, so you was giving everybody your ass to kick. And now it didn't work out. So now you got to go rummaging back to your jobs, and you're upset that you're not the main girl anymore. And you're upset that you don't have all this money and free exposure and can't film in your mansion house because of lawsuits. And you're just mad. But it's like, you have to deal with those repercussions. And if you would just take accountability and be like, yeah, look,
Mm-hmm.
Dennis was trying to get with me, or whatever Fallon's man was trying to get with me, and I didn't care that much about Fallon. Like, it is what it is.
Exactly.
I don't know her
Exactly.
like that. So look, I took her
Exactly.
man. I don't care. It is what it is. Like, just be honest. People would respect it, and I think people would not be harped on this situation. Like, if you would have told Kelly that day one, like, yeah, girl, I took her man because I ain't fucking her. Like, I don't care. What else could they say after that?
That's all I'm saying. Just own it, move on. We'll forget about it, because that's really what people keep. That is the thing, like you said, that is what people cannot move past from, because we all seen it. You want us to come in, um, as soon as and it's just a whole thing. It's just people have seen it.
Yeah.
People have done this. People have done that, and at the end of the day, at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, people will not let you forget. So if you want us to
Girl,
forget
the
and
day
you
got
want
to
us to be
end.
delusional, you want us to be delusional. Hell, even RHOA won't let you forget. They had a thing, and I don't know if you saw it, where Porsha was like, I did not take that girl man or something. Like it was not no that me and him, it took a while. And RHOA had screenshots from they met on May 1st. Simon filed for divorce May 14th. Porsha and Simon announced together May 16th. Like RHOA won't even let you forget. They're like, that is some shady shit.
That's the only thing I can't get with Porsha. That's the only thing. But other than that, I'm glad she's back on the show. I'm interested to see how it plays out with Shamea. My gut feeling is that once Phaedra gets on this show, yeah, Shamea's dust, and I'm sure that's part of the reason why they're not cool like that
Right,
anymore.
right.
Because Shamea has come out and said that her and Porsha aren't that cool anymore. So it is what it is. We're gonna see it play out, hopefully. I think they should have brought Phaedra back from the beginning. She
Right.
had no business being on Married to Medicine. She should have just been back on Housewives. So
Right.
can't wait to see how that plays out. I gotta catch up on Married to Medicine too, because I didn't see any of the reunion or anything.
Well, I did. Did I see? I don't, yeah, I didn't see because I just watched this episode, but I didn't see the last reunion for Married to Medicine, but I did see the one previous to this week.
I didn't
But
see any of them.
okay, so we'll do a review. We'll do a specific review on that one too, because there's a lot to say on that as
Yeah,
well. There's a whole lot to talk about, really, honestly.
yeah. They make me
That
sick.
there's a lot to unpack. And the thing about it is, out of all the reality shows, I really genuinely love Married to Medicine because for me,
Mhm,
I feel like just watching from the time that it originally came on, their stories are super real. A lot of them
mhm.
are still married. A lot of them have went through shit in their marriage, and we've seen it play out. And the fact that, and it didn't look like they were going to come together and figure that shit out. And so through even the turmoil with the tax fraud and the tax issues with Toya and her husband Eugene and all these different things, like I like to see people go through the
The
mud,
real.
and you see them kind of climb out and get on. Like,
Mhm.
that's a beautiful story. So Married
Yep.
to Medicine will always have a special place in my heart, but some of these people, honey, I'd be like, oh girl, like y'all are messy boots. Like y'all want
Girl.
to sit up here and say everybody else is messy, but you know y'all are messy, and y'all know y'all messy. Y'all just don't.
It's a lot of looking down on people
It
on that
is.
show, and that's what
It
I don't
is.
like with them. That's the
Well,
only
even the
thing.
Phaedra thing, they literally attacked Phaedra, and this we can save this for another conversation, but I don't like how they attacked Phaedra. And you Heavenly have brought Apollo to a couple retreat, and you're mad at Phaedra for bringing somebody.
Right.
Like
Makes
it
no
was just
sense.
weird. It's just all this weird. Then you get upset with Phaedra for bringing somebody and talking about she's sleeping with Apollo's friend when Apollo clearly said, and his alleged friend said that
Mm-hmm.
had nothing to do with Phaedra. The guy that made it seem like he knew of Apollo. He never once told Phaedra this was my dude. Like it was weird.
Right.
It was weird.
For all we know,
It's weird.
Apollo and old boy set Phaedra up. For all we know.
That's all we know. And then you have
Yeah.
linebacker looking ex-wife or wife, Apollo, coming in strong. And she had no
Not
place to say
linebacker.
anything. Girl, she was a mess. How you gonna get up and say
Yeah.
if your man is upset right now that his ex is dating a
Yeah.
friend? Why does he care anyway?
She been jealous of Phaedra for a long time
Yeah, well, Fraser's like
because
that's the bitch that was cheating on my man with. I was with him.
you and your man are obsessed with her.
I
Like,
was so obsessed with.
first of all, my new husband, we ain't going on no damn trip with your ex-wife. Like, what do we look like? Like, desperado? I'm not doing it. So you would have been on.
Right.
We would not be doing that. First of all, y'all are following her around for a check, and that's what it looks like. It's just sick,
Exactly. Exactly. It was just crazy.
girl.
But anyway, so that is the
Yeah,
app. That is were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say wrap it up. I was gonna wrap it up because I was like, yeah, this is all we gotta say for this portion. But I'm gonna catch up on Marriage Medicine so we can do a full Marriage to Medicine recap. So make sure y'all are following, subscribed,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
All right. So we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.